topic for today is land utilization in India. If you remember, in our last topic, we have already covered our land resources, that is, the variety of landforms which we have: mountains, plateaus, and plains. Related to that, we have also discussed how can the land be utilized in various manners. Today we are going to focus on utilization of land in India. That is, what are the variety of ways, what are the different ways in which we can use our land. Total geographical area is 3.28 million square kilometer, but the data available is only for 93% because the area or the data of northeast states except Assam is not with us, likely because these are the forested areas where data collection is most probably not possible. And secondly, for the areas like Jammu Kashmir occupied by Pakistan and China, they have also not been surveyed. Now coming to land utilization, the use of land or how are we going to use our land is determined by certain factors. As you all know, by now you are familiar with these factors: topography, if the area is plain, if the soil is fertile, if the climate is moderate, naturally there will be more of agriculture. Population density is more, size of the land holdings will be small. So these are some of the factors which affect the utilization of land. Now in this table you can see the various ways in which the land has been utilized and their percentage. Now coming to this figure where there is a comparison between the data of 2008 and 9 and from that of 1960-61. Now if you see to it minutely, the land under permanent pasture has decreased. If the land under permanent pasture will increase, it's not a positive sign. It shows how we are going to feed our huge cattle population. Most of the land other than current fallow are either of poor quality or the cost of cultivation of such land is very high. These lands are cultivated once or twice in about 2 to 3 years. And if these are included in the net sown area, then the percentage of NSA, that is net sown area in India, comes to about 54%. The pattern of net sown areas varies from one state to another. Over 80% in Punjab, Haryana. We all know these are highly agricultural states, and less than 10% in Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Manipur and Andaman Nicobar Islands. A part of the land is termed as wasteland and land put to other non-agricultural uses. Wasteland includes rocky, arid and desert areas, and land put to other non-agricultural uses include settlement, roads, railways, industry, etc. As you will see one thing more, forest area in the country is far lower than the desired 33% of geographical area as it was outlined in the National Forest Policy 1952. Though if we compare it to the data of 1960-61, forest area has increased. Now, as I said, continuous use of land over a long period of time without taking an appropriate measure to conserve and manage it has resulted in land degradation. Now, what is land degradation? It's loss of natural fertility of soil because of loss of nutrients, less vegetation cover. The characteristic of soil changes. Pollution of water resources, contamination, it also affects the groundwater bodies. Change in climatic conditions because of utilization by the environment. Now, major types and causes of soil degradation. Now, if we come to major types and causes of land degradation, there can be physical degradation and man-caused. Now, major types, if you see, chemical degradation by the use of fertilizers, degradation by water, it's 56%. Wind erosion, it's 28%. Through agricultural activity. What is meant by through agricultural activity? Where we do not use proper methods of cultivation. We do not do crop rotation. If you all know, if we grow one crop after another and another and another, naturally the land or the soil will lose its fertility. Then overgrazing, then mining. Apart from that, industrial activity. Again, what is meant by industrial activity? Industrial activity means that when the industries which are located in the areas, they discharge or they dump their waste on the land, or they dump it into the water. Now, naturally, these effluents which are dumped on the land, they degrade, not only degrade that particular land, but when that waste is carried by water and deposited to another place, so that another place also gets degraded. Then overuse of vegetation. Naturally, we all know about this. One more, that is mining activity. Action of mining activity, or how does mining result into land degradation, is somehow same as in what happens in case of industries. Now, if we have to improve our land, if we have to solve this problem of land degradation, naturally, if the degradation is being caused by deforestation, then naturally we will have to grow more and more trees. Proper management of grazing on permanent pastures. Regulated grazing. We cannot stop the grazing, but we have to regulate it. Keep rotating our cattle. In areas where desertification has taken place, growing of thorny bushes to save the land from being eroded further. proper discharge and disposal of industrial effluents after treatment. Just not leaving them in open and letting the other parts of the land also be degraded. And finally, planting of shelter bells so that the velocity of water as well as wind can be checked.